Student Senate passed new budget changes that resulted in drama and pushback from honor societies.
And Valparaiso restaurants are being closed to make way for a new housing development.
And we'll talk about the sunshine we've gotten to experience today and the rain that's ahead. Back to you guys.
We have that and more. This edition of 15 News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Alan Marvel.
And I'm Tabitha Bartoe.
Honor Society drama over the past few weeks. There has been quite the roller coaster of events after Student Senate stated that there were no longer funding honoraries. Several students and advisors were unhappy, including the Meteorology Society, Chi Epsilon Pi. Tabitha Bartoe had interviewed Teresa Balls-El Scholes about her frustration with the decision and how she hoped to come to a new decision of possibly being considered a special interest group, while maintaining the Honor Society status.
Well, I'm very upset about the budget being cut. Chi Epsilon Pi, the Meteorology Honor Society, which is national, but there isn't a national house. We use our funds to, our students use the funds to sponsor Met Field Day, which is a meteorology field day for 400 to 700 elementary to middle school children. So we buy supplies for that, instant snow, cold weather gadget things that we can show off. It's all hands-on. And that brings students here to Valpo. The vice president of the Honor Society attended one of those in 4th grade, and here she is. I know, we're a select group. We're a select group open to any meteorology student or Met minor, but we have a standard. And the students set the standard in 1999 when they started. They set the standard. They don't answer to any other national group. All meteorology majors help out with Met Field Day. Chi Ep just organizes. It gives them something to organize and be leaders in. They organize the scholarships and sponsor that. That's the committee that then, okay, figures out how we're going to divvy up this money. And usually they just try to get as many as they can. So there's nothing select about their activities. Everyone's invited to the speakers. Friends and family, and Met majors have friends, so they're invited to the induction ceremony if that's what they'd like to come to. There's nothing select about that aspect. So having a standard is one thing. We have to be elected to be in Student Senate. That's a standard. So that's what I have a problem with. We'd be happy to be called a special interest group, but we still want the title of an honor society. That's important.
The Meteorology Honorary held a meeting with Student Senate to better understand the change in the budget. After looking into the history of Chi Ep and their requirements, Tabitha Bartoe sat down with Student Senate President Jolie Fore and Vice President Ben Jacobs to discuss the issue, miscommunication, and the outcome.
There are currently over 10 chapters of Chi Epsilon Pi, with one of them being at our very own university. The chapter made a statement that it is dedicated to recognizing high achievement in meteorology and promoting the understanding of meteorology as a science both at Valparaiso University and in the wider community. Every year, students are inducted into the chapter as long as they meet their requirements. The Honor Society is open to any student that is a meteorology major or minor who has 10 counted credits of meteorology at Valparaiso University and meets the criteria of the GPA requirement. After much miscommunication with the new defunding of the honoraries, I have sat down with President Jolie Fore and Vice President Ben Jacobs to discuss the issue.
Like what Jolie said, we were going over this for 7 months, so with this kind of restructuring and reorganization, there's room for oversight, and that's just what we're seeing now with this transitional period and this implementation period. Student Senate is still taking this as a win because while there's still some things that we need to fix and some things that we need to better communicate, after a restructuring and rewriting of over 100 pages of documentation and procedure and everything, it's just a few things here and there that were just an oversight, not the entire thing. So
there were some confusions about GPA requirements, but again, our bylaws, we didn't actually say anything about GPA requirements, so they were allowed to keep that and become organization because they're not affiliated with a national organization. They are just a local Valpo-run organization, and because of that lack of connection, they were able to easily transition to a special interest organization.
Reporting for VUTV, I'm Tabitha Bartoe.
Well, a Valparaiso favorite round the clock, a traditional American dining experience, is set to close this May. Though the owners had hoped to simply move locations and stay in operation in Valparaiso, plans fell through and the restaurant is resigned to close. On social media, the business gave a sorrowful goodbye and expressed a desire to one day open again in Valpo. Still, if you find yourself longing for that all-American cuisine after May 1st, there is a sister location in Chesterton where customers will find a friendly smile and a familiar menu. Since its erection in 1979, Round the Clock has fed hundreds of hungry mouths in the Valparaiso area, but construction will begin this May to tear down the restaurant and build a new apartment complex in its place. Hours of operation have been cut back from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give a staff a chance to seek the future employment. So, if you need one last taste around the clock, hurry downtown this week and give the place a final.
Valparaiso University's robotics team competed in the robot football playoffs of the Collegiate Robotic Football Conference on April 2nd. Valpo won against Ohio Northern 39-7. Additionally, they won against Notre Dame 29-24. Taking back the Brian Hederman Trophy from Notre Dame, who won it in 2019.
This week's poll is out. What pairs best with chocolate? A, peanut butter, B, fruit, C, hazelnuts, or D, more chocolate? Head on over to our Twitter page after the broadcast to cast your vote. We have 15 Weather Alexa Minton in the studio. So Alexa, what is happening with the weather right now?
Thanks, Tabitha. At the moment, we're noticing a lot of sunshine in the Valparaiso area. We're finally feeling those spring temperatures we've all been itching for, and we don't really see any clouds in the sky at the moment, which is awfully exciting. Our current temperatures in the region are sitting around 68 degrees in Valpo, and it's kind of around those upper 60s for the majority of the Chicagoland area, and we're going to kind of notice it stay around these temperatures for the majority of today into tonight, but a little bit of rain tomorrow will cool us down just slightly. Taking a look at our 24-hour temperature change, just yesterday with some stronger wind gusts and cooler temperatures, we were pretty chilly, but we've already raised 17 degrees in the Valparaiso area and Lansing, and those temperatures will continue to climb as we head into this weekend. And we can kind of notice that as we take a look at our national temperatures. We see this massive warm air ridge kind of pushing up all across the United States, really warming up a lot of the U.S. at the moment. Valpo is not the only ones feeling some warmer weather. We see 74 in St. Louis, 71 in Omaha, 78 in Denver, and those warmer temperatures are going to stick around for just a little bit longer. Back to you.
Thanks, Alexa. Minnesota residents gained a new lake.
And Verizon is raising its minimum wage. Stick with us. Minnesota residents take great pride in their 10,000 lakes. So when a new one popped up in Minneapolis, it got people talking. But this so-called lake isn't like the rest. Actually, it's more of like a parking lot puddle in front of a Chipotle restaurant. Esme Murphy explains how Lake Chipotle has taken a new life of its own.
The sign warns, go slow. It's a no-wake zone. What do you think about Lake Chipotle?
It's become kind of a staple. I've been here for a couple of years. So yeah, it's kind of a attraction.
Nestled in a Chipotle parking lot, the lake has its own website, is on social media, and on Google Maps.
I've seen it on social media, and people are making like Facebook accounts for it and Facebook pages.
You can even catch the occasional paddleboarder on its waters.
Now, I talked to a lot of customers who all told us the same thing. We came to Lake Chipotle on a bad day. It's smaller than usual. Oftentimes, it covers most of the parking lot.
It's small today, but I've seen it span the whole lot.
Sometimes it's even worse when it's rained or snowed. So usually I have to kind of go around it.
And when it's really cold, this Chipotle employee from Louisiana insists he gets out his skates.
For sure, I was on that skating. Yeah, I liked it. I felt like it was cool.
These women disagree.
It's definitely something that needs to go. Drive by it once a week and I don't know, sometimes it's closed and they have everybody parking out here.
But the mystery manager of the lake's own website, who goes by Father Hennepin, emailed us saying, as we exit a long winter, we encourage everyone to go out for a walk or hop on the bike and find the Lake Chipotles in their community.
Lake Chipotle has now been dubbed the tiniest member of the City of Lakes.
Verizon is raising the minimum wage for its employees. The telecommunication company announced that it's raising its starting wage to $20 an hour for those in customer service, retail, and inside sales positions. Current employees who are not making that much will automatically see their hourly wage raised to the new rate. Verizon has not said how many employees the pay hike will impact. The company says other positions in the company will see enhanced compensation and incentives, including sign-on bonuses to those who can fill its specialist and assistant manager positions.
The Memphis Zoo has found its wandering wallaby. On Wednesday, he was reported missing after severe storms led to flash flooding in the area. Zoo crews gathered all their animals, and that's when they realized that one of their furry friends went missing. A search began, and Friday morning, he was found in a service yard on zoo property. The wallaby is being observed and will be examined by a senior vet.
Coming up after the break, Alexa Minton will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this past week's Valpo sports. Stick with us.
Well, at the moment, there's not too much happening for the Valparaiso area as we don't see any precipitation over us. But just southwest of us, we do see a little bit of convective precip down there. They even have some severe storms watch boxes down as southwest of us. But as we take a look at our national radar, we're going to see what's kind of in store for us as we head into this weekend. We're seeing a lot of scattered showers all throughout the Great Plains region. Nothing in Valpo at the moment, like we mentioned. And we just had those sweep over us these past couple days. They're now off on the east coast, and they're going to continue to move off out towards the Atlantic Ocean. So again, not too Valpo. However, at the moment, we're going to be noticing some rain in the future. Taking a look at our future temperatures, we notice that we're going to cool down to about 53 degrees, which is a little cooler than where we are right now Friday morning. But we do get to notice this nice warm front kind of pushing up. We get to see a nice temperature gradient. 53 in Valpo, it'll be 49 in Chicago O'Hare. And those temperatures are going to continue to rise throughout the day on Friday. We'll go up to around 60 as we head into the Friday evening hours. And we'll notice just a slight dip as we head throughout the night on Friday into Saturday, where we get to see those really warm temperatures that we all have been excited about this past week. We're going to notice 71 in Valparaiso, 70 over in Romeoville. We're going to stay around those low 70s, upper 60s for our temperatures as we look at parts of Saturday, and as we head into Saturday later in the day, we're going to notice those temperatures warm up to the 80s. So we finally have reached that 70-degree mark. We're heading into the 80s. It'll be like a little glimmer of summer, but not too much action for Valpo for long, as we're going to cool down as we head into the Saturday evening hours down to 74, and as we head into Sunday, we're going to notice some cooler temperatures. Taking a look at our future radar, we see just at the early morning hours on Friday, we see just this glimmer of rain start to head our way, and that's going to kind of sweep in as we head throughout the day on Friday. Friday around 7 a.m., we're going to notice some heavier rain in the Valparaiso area as we see this nice band kind of take place, stretching across from up near Chicago down through Valpo, all the way down towards Rochester, and this band is going to continue to move across as we progress throughout the day on Friday. We're going to notice a lot more pop-up showers and storms kind of all across the Chicagoland region on Friday, with a little bit of heavier rain right over Lake Michigan, headed towards Benton Harbor on Friday evening hours. Valpo will be getting some lighter rain, but still in that pocket of precip that we're noticing throughout the day. And as we head throughout the Friday evening hours into Saturday, where we're going to be experiencing all that sunshine, we'll notice the Saturday early morning hours, we're just going to have some remnants of clouds, and that sunshine is going to come in and warm us up as we look forward into our Saturday. So some exciting times for Valpo weather at the moment. Taking a look though, on Friday, those rains that are coming through, not in the Valparaiso area, but just west of severe weather outlook, they will be having some chances for some convective precip as we look ahead on Friday. Again, nothing that's going to be affecting the Valpo area, but those storms are going to be moving across from us on Friday. Hopefully they're going to lose a little bit of their gusto and power. Taking a look at our tonight, we're going to notice that we're going to drop down to 45, and as we head into tomorrow, we're going to be at about 64. And taking a look at our 7-day after the break. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alexa. I'm excited to see those warmer temperatures come in as we head into the weekend. I know I've been missing them so much. But after the break, we will recap with this week's sports.
Both the temperatures and your Valparaiso University Beacons are heating up this spring. Women's softball quite literally came out of swinging in Wednesday's doubleheader against the Loyola Ramblers. Facing a 4-on deficit after the first inning, the Beacons had a lightning-fast response to Loyola, drawing 4 separate walks on 5 hitters. After the 4th walk, senior Peyton Modair glided towards home plate, tallying Valpo's first score of the day. Loyola was then forced to go to their bullpen early in search of relief, but could not find any as Valpo closed out the first game 9-7. And although the Beacons may have fallen short in the second half of their doubleheader, there is much to look forward to thanks to the high-scoring output from the team's young core.
Switching over to swimming, Valpo continued to show its dominance both in and out of the pool as 3 members of the men's swim team were named to the Academic All-Mid-American Conference team. Seniors Derek Edison and Rick Renner, as well as sophomore Logan Lohr, all have achieved at least a 3.20 GPA while competing in at least 50% of all competitions within the conference. Great job, gentlemen.
Caleb Van Aragon of the men's golf team was named Missouri Valley Conference Golfer of the Week for the 6th time this season and 11th overall time in his Valpo career. Van Aragon led the team to 5th overall this past week at the Wright State Invitational in Ohio and is currently on pace to set a program high-scoring average for his 3rd consecutive season.
Be on the lookout for more Valpo athletics this coming weekend as football plays their spring game on Sunday here at Brownfield. Women's softball travels to Drake for a 3-game series, and track and field heads down to Carbondale, Illinois for the Illini Invitational. Go Valpo!
Our spring sports are really doing a great job this year.
I know. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season will go, and I specifically want to go to softball games because I haven't got to see one yet.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy to think that we're traveling like all over the place and we're doing extremely well, especially not at home. Well, after the break, we will have a final look at the weather.
Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to notice that warm-up that I mentioned on Saturday, but some storms cooling us down just a tad on Sunday. And as we head into next week, we're going to notice those cool temperatures kind of roll in and take place, cooling us all the way down to 42 next Wednesday.
Well, thanks, Alexa. Hey, I have a question for you. So this one came in from one of our viewers. Would you ever consider being a contestant on a reality television show? And if so, which one?
You know, that's a tough decision. I would want to do one of those shows where you have like a challenge with it, like Survivor. I feel like that would be really interesting to be on. What about you guys?
That's a good one.
I know personally for me, so I'm like kind of friends with a lot of women, and the men in my fraternity call me The Bachelor. So I feel like I would personally want to be on a show like The Bachelor, Bachelorette. What about you, Tabitha?
I feel like I'm a grandma with this one because I'd love to be on the Great British Baking Show.
Oh, okay.
Really love baking.
You get to try all the food too while you go for it. I think that would be the best part.
Oh, definitely,
I think that would be
hands
super
down.
good. Well, if you all have a question for us, you can send it our way on Facebook or Twitter, and we might answer it. You can send screenshots of forums, questions you've been asked, or questions that you have yourself. From all of us at VUTV, thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you 2 weeks on May 5th for 15 News.
Honestly, I would just do it to me.